Hello. Thank you for joining me today, Camille. Camille is a graduate of the Stressless Weight Loss Mastery who has worked so hard to get the results that she wants. And I'll let her tell you a little bit more about that. Camille, can you tell me, why did you originally decide to join the Stressless Weight Loss Mastery?
Well, Cassie, I think you know I've had a long history of yo-yo dieting. And so I was, when the pandemic started, I was doing okay, but I had a lot of work stress. And so I just started lack of exercise because I was supposed to be inside taking care of myself. I had a really stressful work project that I was doing that I would work long, long hours. And so I just turned to food more than I ever had before. So I was really gaining a lot of weight. My age wasn't helping me. Um, so then I found out that some of my numbers from the doctor when I got my blood work done were not so great. So it was about the time that I found out about your program, and after the introductory call, it was like, okay, this is going to help me. It's for my age group. It's for women. It's looking at the stresses and working on the root cause of why you're eating, maybe why you're eating at night, why you're stress eating, why your numbers aren't as good as they used to be when you get your blood work from the doctor. And so I liked that, looking at the cause, but also the fact that you had a support system with a group of women who would you'd be able to talk to once a week. You'd have some guidance from you. You'd be able to talk about issues that you were facing in the program. And so I felt like it was a good fit.
I think a lot of times in weight loss programs, we're obviously looking at numbers on the scale, which I know you experienced, but also you had little successes as well. Can you share some of your both big and little wins?
Sure. So I had given up my exercise programs, and so once I dropped some pounds on your program, I got back in touch with my hiking group and started doing some hiking. We do some social distance hiking and camping, and so that was really great to do. Speaking of numbers on the scale, and that's not my whole goal, but I do have an ideal weight that I'm trying to get to. So after finishing the program, I'm about halfway to my ideal weight. So that's fantastic. And then one of the best things, and I had shared this with you a little while ago, was I had a checkup at the doctor's for seeing how I was improving or not improving. And so I actually got a little way to go note back from my doctor on how good my blood work looked in comparison to I guess it was really like 3 months before. So I was, very happy with that. She was thrilled, and actually asked me for your name to put in her notes so that she could refer people, because she said, that it's remarkable progress, and she was just really happy with where I was going.
That's incredible. And
Yeah.
that's so exciting when you think of the long-term ramifications of better blood work. I mean, we're talking about decreased risk of chronic diseases that make aging so difficult and make you have to go on medications and all these things, and you were able to turn that around. So I'm so excited for you, and I know that getting out and getting active again was another big thing that you did for yourself. I'm curious, a question that I get a lot, especially for people new to my community who maybe don't know about like my philosophy or way of thinking about food, is they want to know, how is this program different from others that you've done before? And I'd love to hear your perspective on that.
Sure. I've done a lot of programs, so I can definitely tell a difference. And I think that one of the big differences is that I'm not really counting calories. I I've learned to, and at first I started weighing some foods and looking very closely at what you say is a portion, because my portions were completely out of control. And so once I got that in my head, I could eyeball what a portion was. And so instead of counting calories, I'm looking at the overall health of what it is that I'm eating. And so, and I do a lot of meal planning, and I actually write down everything that I eat. I tried different methods, and so I found that just writing in a journal was the best way for me. And so one of the things about your program in particular is everyone can come up with their own way that they're tracking. You can write in a journal, you can use an app, you can use all kinds of different things, but you're not necessarily looking at the calories. You're looking at having a healthy meal with lots of vegetables, protein, a little bit of carbs, and and some healthy fat. So it's just getting that in your head and thinking about it. And so the other thing that I think is really different from all the other programs is I don't feel like I'm on a diet. I think I'm in a lifestyle of what I'm doing. So I don't feel restricted. The way that you talk about things each week is there's no guilt. There are no rules. You're supposed to be nice to yourself, which I really never was before, especially when I was on some kind of diet program, because you're obviously going to slip occasionally, and you're made to feel bad about that. And so with this program, if you do slip, talk about it, get and let it go and move forward. So I think there's a big difference with that. And I've learned a lot about self-care as well during the program. And a lot of things that I was doing for myself, I didn't realize they were part of that self-care spectrum. And so now I feel like I feel like I know so much more about what I'm doing for myself. And everybody has different stresses and different ways that they relieve them. But, you know, checking off things on your self-care to-do list, that's kind of the routine things that you have to do, can make you feel good about the fact that you're doing things for you. You're taking care of yourself. And it's not, I was always under the impression it was just getting massages. I don't know why. But so now I feel like, hey, I'm really actually taking care of myself. And the one thing that is the best thing that I've gained from this is that I am not thinking about I'm not thinking about the guilt of anything. And it's just it's really amazing. I had like a breakthrough when I figured out that the way I'm eating, it has nothing to do with willpower. And I know we talked a lot about the healthy relationship with food. So I think that that's where your program really differs, is that once you get near the end of it, you start realizing, wow, I actually have a better relationship with food than I ever did in my whole life.
That's incredible and so exciting to me. I mean, every time I hear you talk, I just want to dance and celebrate for you. So I'll sit on my hands so I don't do that. But if I'm curious if you'd be willing to share, you shared something in a recent group coaching call that was so inspiring to the other women there who were earlier on in their program, and you shared about how your interaction with Christmas treats was different this year than it had ever been in the past. Would you
Yeah.
be willing to share some of that growth?
Yeah, sure. Actually, it happened again today. So my neighbor, who is a great cook and a great baker, and such a nice, generous person, brought over some this wonderful package of Christmas goodies that she made, and so I opened it up, and there were these wonderful looking gingerbread cookies. They're like the Kisses cookies, but they're
Oh
with
yeah.
gingerbread and white chocolate. So and I love gingerbread, and so there was that, and some these little crispy cheese stick wafers, and a couple of other things that were just, really like delicious. And in the past, I would have um, devoured the cookies in one night, um, gone on to the cheese sticks the next day, maybe even the same night, I'm not sure. But this time I had my dinner, and I was relatively full, and I had a cookie, and I had one cookie. And then the next day I had another cookie, and I was like, this is amazing, because I'm actually going to share some of those cookies with other people. And I I would have sort of kept them all to myself before. So today I made peppermint bark for my parents, because I haven't been able to find any in stock in the store, and my dad really loves that at Christmas. So I said, well, I'll just get the ingredients and make it myself. And I made it, and I made it this morning, and I haven't even tried it.
Wow.
And that's fine. It's just, I broke it up. It's in jars. I made little packages, and put it in the refrigerator so it can stay nice and cool. But I haven't eaten any of it.
And what's
And
amazing is it sounds like you're not using an ounce of willpower. You're not
no,
feeling like you're having to use self-control.
no, because it's there, and I can have it if I want it. And I have never felt like that before. So it's really I mean, I'm still kind of in awe of it, actually, um, because it's so uncharacteristic.
That's a change I've heard from others who've gone through the program. And it's one of those things where often you don't notice it's different until it kind of hits you like a ton of bricks. And you're like, wait a minute, I'm surrounded by cookies and candy, and I'm
Mhm.
not like shoveling it into my mouth. Something's changed.
Yes, it's really strange, and I think that it didn't hit me until the holidays, and the holidays are usually a hard time, and everybody's sort of like, oh, everybody gains 5 pounds of the holidays, and you get a total pass. Well, there's no reason to do that. um if you gain a couple of pounds, that's okay, but um you know why would you, when cookies are out there all year round, and you could have one anytime you want one? So I'm very, very happy about that.